Okay, guys, welcome back to another session. I'm just going to quickly go through a recap of the session we had on Sunday. Sorry about that. The the session we had on Sunday, the live that we had, we went through GBP AUD and gold. So this is what we were looking at. We went through this GBP AUD, and then obviously we did some analysis on gold as well. And what I was looking for GBP AUD was for on the 4 hour time frame, because I'm looking to swing trade on this one. So I'm looking for the highs to be broken and all the lows to be broken. Sorry about that. It hasn't happened yet, so I still haven't taken any trade with this one. I'm still waiting for one of the highs to be broken. Remember what I said to you, it's patience, right? Because once you're able to have the patience and then you get the right trade, you can be in for a good run. So I still haven't taken any trades with GBP AUD. I cannot say the same for gold. Gold, we were able to take the trade. So if you remember the video that if you remember the live, I told you guys that I was waiting for either that high to be broken or this low to be broken, right? Obviously the high got broken. So if we go on the 1 hour time frame, you can tell. Let's go back to the 4 hour time frame actually. So the indication happened here. So from this point to that point, the indication happened over there. And then what happened was that there was a correction. And then obviously once you know that you when it comes to correction and continuation, you move to the down to the lower time frame, which is 15 minutes or the 5 minutes, right? So if you go on the 1 hour as well, you see that indication happened on the 1 hour, right? So on the 1 hour, remember what I said, that anything above that is going to be a buy, right? But we have an indication on the 1 hour as well. So at this level, we have an indication on the 1 hour. We have a correction that we're looking for. So if you go to the 15 minutes time frame, you'll be able to see the correction as well. So the indication, that's from the 4 hour, right? On the 1 hour, we had an indication as well, which we saw on the 1 hour, because on the 1 hour, this indication also happened on the 1 hour indication, right? So let's make another sign for the 1 hour. It's the same thing anyway, so. But let's make that one green. Orange, actually. So we've got that. And then what we're looking for was the correction, right? So remember what I said, anytime you have a bullish bias, because he indicated to the buy side, the correction is always going to be bearish, right? So you can see from this level on the 1 hour that there was a bearish correction happening. Yeah. But remember, correction and continuations, you're trying to monitor that from the 15 minutes time frame or the 5 minutes time frame. And the reason why you do that is because it gives you more clarity of what you want to do, right? So we're having highs being lower highs being created. We're having lower highs being created, right? Until that high was broken. So the minute that high was broken, I knew that there has been a change of character, meaning that the correction is likely to be concluded. So I took on the 15 minutes, I knew that at this level there's going to be low here, there's going to be a high here, right? And the indication is happening on the 15 minutes as well. So now we know that there's been an indication on the 4 hour indication, we have a 1 hour indication, and on the 15 minutes, we're having an indication. Why are we having an indication on the 15 minutes to the upside? Because that previous high here, from that correction, remember this is the 4 hour correction, but then on the 15 minutes, this is giving us an indication because that high has been broken, right? This high has been broken, giving us an indication, and then it corrected itself, and then obviously that new higher high was formed, right? It gave us another indication at this point, right? So the minute it gave us an indication, I knew that, okay, this is an opportunity for me to get into the market because I know that the correction has been concluded. And why has the correction concluded? Anything above this swing high buys. At this point, it gave us an indication because that high was broken, right? So it means that anything at this point, there are buyers pushing the market all the way to that level, right? So there are people pushing the market from this level all the way to that level, this level, right? Okay, so what I did was, the minute I saw that indication giving me on the 15 minutes time frame, I entered the market. I went to the 1 hour time frame. I put my stop loss right underneath that low. To be fair, I could have made a lot if I put it right underneath that low, but I was trying to create some room for myself, so I put it right underneath that swing bar, high bar, that obviously the bar that I put in there, over there. I put it below there, and then obviously I targeted that high over there, and the trade was able to hit a take profit. So it was a good trade. The analysis were right. If you were able to join on Sunday, if you took it, then that's good for you. But yeah, it's pretty much simple. You have to ensure that all the time frames are aligning. So the 4 hour time frame giving me the indication to the upside. I come to the 1 hour, 1 hour also giving me an indication to the upside. If I go on the 15 minutes, at this point, I'm seeing an indication, right? So I have an indication at that level, came back to retest it, gave me another indication, and said I knew that, okay, there's an opportunity for me to get into the market because all the time frames are aligning, because 4 hour moving upwards, 1 hour indication upwards, 15 minutes giving me an indication to go upwards. And this correction that we are seeing from this point, right? This correction that we are seeing was the 4 hour correction, right? So but remember what I said, if it's bullish, right? Any bullish correction shows that the market is going to go down. And then once the highs are beginning to break, then you just have to pay attention to know that that will be an opportunity for you to get into the market and then make some good trades. So that was the analysis and the execution of the gold trade. The analysis that we did on Sunday is played out very, very beautifully. GBP AUD, I'm still monitoring it. I know today was CPI, so news did some stuff, but it's not necessarily pushed the market to where I want to see. I can actually, if I wanted to trade today, I could have made some trades on the 1 hour time frame, but I'm not looking for that. I wanted to conveniently and confidently break the 4 hour highs or lows, and then once it breaks it, I'll be able to look for an opportunity to either buy or sell. So yeah, that's been the recap of what we did on Sunday on the live. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and come on the live every Sunday in the night around 11 p.m. Then we'll do some analysis for what the week is going to look like. And then if I see an opportunity, obviously I'll let you guys know. But the idea is not for me to just do analysis for you guys to just watch. I want you guys to be able to do it yourself. Because if you don't know it, then there's no point of me, spending time training you guys on this. The idea is that you understand it and then you'll be able to practice and get used to it. Because the more you practice, it becomes easier for you. And what I need you guys to do as well is that spend time, go back to the videos. If you don't understand, go back, watch the videos a couple of times. If you have any questions, put them in a Discord chat. I'll be able to answer them as I can. And then I know I have to do videos on markups and time frame correlations. I'm gonna do that on Saturday. I'm gonna do it on Saturday. So I'll see you guys on Saturday. Thank you.